Yeah, they made every play, and like I said, even throughout the end of the fourth quarter, I thought we generated some good looks, and then I thought we had some live ball turnovers, and they took advantage of it. So they made the necessary plays to win. We put ourselves in position to do that, and we just didn't make the plays.
You guys, two days off. How do you respond from this? This is just another blown 20-point lead. Exactly your worst nightmare. How do you come back from this?
You just take a look at it, figure out where you have to be better, and put a full 48 minutes together. So I have an understanding that it's going to be difficult, but that's why we do what we do, and figure out where we have to get better and do that.
Joe, what was the thought process with not calling timeout there with 12 seconds left?
I had one left, got a good look on the exact same play 20 seconds earlier, tried to execute the exact same thing. They did a better job of their lower pickup point, and we weren't able to get the advantage that we had on the last Tatum dunk. So good full court setting. They subbed out Towns, weren't able to sub out Brunson, had action there, and we just didn't execute.
And then but how much is the time consideration a factor there with 12, giving yourself a couple cracks at it? If you advance the ball there potentially. Yeah,
absolutely. So you don't know that at the point of JT was driving left. Thought he had a good look, saw it at an angle, didn't shoot it, and ran out of time.
Joe, just from an emotional standpoint, just how stunning is this for your team? You've come back from a lot of different things over the course of the past couple of years, but kind of where's your mindset at right now after certainly a stunning one?
Figure out where we have to be better, watch film tomorrow as a team, and move on to the next game.
Joe, you talk about poise a lot. It's 2 straight fourth quarters at home that you guys haven't been able to execute down the stretch. What has gone into that?
I'd say it's probably 60-40. I thought we executed and got some really good looks that we missed, and then I thought we had some live ball turnovers, just making the wrong read in that. So I'd say it's about 60-40, where when we got some open looks, we got to make them, and then we got to do a better job executing, especially not having live ball turnovers.
And I know this is a lot of hindsight here, but last season, you guys found a lot of ways to win close games, and then in the playoffs, you did the same. This year, when you had the rough patch, you were finding a lot of ways to lose these tough games, and that habit, for lack of a better word, seems to be coming back. Do you see a correlation there? Was there something from earlier this season where you weren't finishing games off like this that's coming back to bite you now?
I think regardless of what time of the year it is, if you don't, when you get the shot, if you don't execute it, and when you have live ball turnovers, you make the necessary plays to be able to win. It puts pressure, and you're playing against a really good offensive team that can generate the same type of shots, and I thought they made them, and we didn't tonight, and you can't turn it over in those situations either.
What have they done to force Jason into a couple of inefficient games here, and what does he need to do to combat the way they're defending him?
I think game one wasn't inefficient, as I thought he just missed some really good looks. I thought today he passed up some ones that he was able to take, and so their switchability, their ability to impact shifts, definitely impacted him tonight. So I thought he missed some easy layups in the beginning of the game. I thought he missed a couple there in the third quarter, but they do a good. OG Anunoby's a good individual defender, and they have good shifts and help behind.
Sure, what went behind Hack and Mitch to put them into the bonus, and then they just simply pulled him out and put Anunoby in?
He's a plus 21, and he's really effective for them, and that's something that we need to do. We need to do a better job in those minutes. Is be more effective when he's on the floor. So plus 19, sorry.
So it's just kind of basically getting him off the floor, like that was the.
If you can, yeah. We have to do a better job of offensively attacking him, attacking the team when he's in. And, obviously he poses a threat on the offensive end with his offensive rebounding. So we got to do a better job of winning those minutes for, him to be plus 19. He's one of the reasons why they were able to win the game tonight.
Similar to that, Joe, do you look at the result there, kind of what follows that, and take that into account, or do you generally kind of feel like that's the right approach in that situation, is to get him off the floor and foul him there?
What do you mean?
Like, they go on a run at, Towns goes at Horford right after that and gets a 3-point play. They end up winning the game right after that. Do you Do you see that as related, or do you kind of see
No,
that
it
as
has
right
nothing to do with it. On the three-point play, there was a pin and screen for Brunson. We just had a miscommunication to send 2 with the ball, and then Josh Hart got a layup, and then that led to a Towns offensive rebound. So those 2 things don't go together.
So you're good with the decision to foul Mitch there?
Yeah. He's a plus 19. All their starters were in the negative. Yeah.
Joe, you stay even killed after losses. Like, it's just on to the next, but at the same time, like, no one likes losing. Is there any part of it that, like, can use that frustration or the anger after a loss to, like, go into the preparation of the next game, or is it a completely, like, clean slate after a game like this?
I mean, you're down 2-0 heading on the road, so, you have an understanding of your environment, what you're up against. There's also, obviously, a lot of things that we're doing well, but then there's things that we need to be extremely better at in those situations. So, obviously, you have an understanding of the environment. You're down 0-2, so, we got to get on the road, and we got to find a way to win.
Joe, you mentioned that Jason was passing up some shots early on. Did you feel like the 63s from game 1, maybe kind of they overcorrected a little bit? And did you feel like anything about the 20-point lead with 4 minutes to play, like there was a little bit of that looming memory that that lead was blown in game 1? Like, did you feel like there was any impact?
I don't think so. No, I think he just tries to make the right play or the right read on each and every possession.
Joe, on the live ball turnovers and misses in the fourth, do you feel like that's some inefficiency on your group's part, or do you feel like the Knicks are also obviously taking things away and making them difficult?
Yeah, I mean, you got to give them credit. They're a well-coached, good team. So, yeah, I mean, I think it's both. I think it's on us. It's on me. Call better plays. It's on them, our guys, to make better reads. And, obviously, the Knicks are doing a good job defending us.
Joe, the fact that you guys were so terrific on the road this year, and after these 2 losses, only the 3rd time in this year you've lost 2 in a row. Do you take solace in the fact that your team almost has played better? They have played better on the road this year.
I mean, just take solace in the fact that we have a challenge ahead of us, and we got a chance to go after it together, and we got to do it. So we don't really have a choice, and just got to figure it out.
Obviously, the way these losses transpired, it's unusual to have the 2 20-point leads late in the second half. How do you avoid, a mental fracture from that, and not let something like this affect guys' mindset and kind of focus moving forward?
I mean, I don't think that'll happen. I just kind of trust the type of guys that we have. At the end of the day, we got to just find a way to win. Done it before. We just got to, continue to try to do that. Thank you.
What did you see offensively at the end of the 3rd into the 4th?
I don't know. We just didn't get the best looks, maybe. We did have some open ones also. Again, we didn't hit. We didn't shoot up to our level from the 3 again, and you could see by how low the scoring was in the game, and yeah, just at the end it's almost a gamble if the game is that close, and just didn't go our way.
What happened in the game 1? Happened to come out there, and what were you feeling out there that night, and was it similar tonight?
Yeah, I'm dealing with some, I don't know how to call it, but I'm just not feeling my best. I'm not feeling my best at all, but it kills me inside that it's happening in this moment, and I have what I'm super appreciative about is about the support that I have, like in the inside, also probably from the fans. But especially here, like inside the organization, in this tough moment for me, to not be able to be with the guys, it's not no injury or nothing, but just not feeling my best, and it's tough for me, honestly. But who cares? We still nobody feels sorry for us, sorry for me, and we have to keep going.
Is it related to the previous illness?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I've had ups and downs throughout, up until this point. Just now had a big crash now, and my energy, my everything hasn't been, good. But who cares? I have to look forward, and it will get better from this point on.
¿Qué has dicho también este equipo de Knicks que les ha complicado cerrar los juegos?
Sí, la verdad que tienen a Brunson, que es muy bueno en los finales de los partidos. Y nada, la verdad que al final, como el partido es tan apretado, pues es como 50-50, ¿no? Puede ganar cualquiera, y las 2 veces les dejamos entrar en el partido al final y ahí ya se puede complicar la cosa y se nos complicó. Y ahora pues estamos 0-2, pero bueno, estamos lejos todavía del fin de esta serie y tenemos mucho trabajo por delante.
Their comeback was pretty similar to the one in game one. How did things snowball again, and why haven't you guys been able to kind of stop that once their momentum gets going?
Yeah, good question. Very similar, yeah, I would say. I don't have the answer, honestly. I don't have the answer. You know, just a little bit of execution here and there. Some couple missed shots here and there. A couple things go their way, and it just adds up, and it's this result. It's going to be, you know, we're going to probably look at it, and again, we analyze how we could have done a better job, but it's just all throughout the game. You know, we could have probably, you know, shot the ball better, did this better, and then you know, we pull away even more, and but they hung around, and similar results. So it sucks really bad right now, but you know, we got a lot of basketball to play, and let's see where this goes.
Kristaps, I know the three-point shot is obviously such a big part of the identity of this team, and some of those were open, but do you feel at all that some of them you guys kind of settled for, and also you're sort of looking for the knockout punch, for the shortcut with some of those threes?
Sometimes, of course, especially playing at home, you want to make the home run play, and maybe sometimes you rush it a little bit, but you know, it's part of the game, and we want to make those big plays and big threes, and just have to be smart. And we have a smart group, we have experienced guys. You know, it's just sometimes it just doesn't go your way, and you know, last couple games, and even I'm not sure about the series before, but we haven't shot the ball excellent. I think it's a matter of time until it turns our way, but we need it. You know, we need some urgency. Even if the three ball is not falling up to our level, we need urgency in other areas, and we can still do it.
It's actually haven't been in like situations like this much the last couple of years. The manner which you lost these games obviously is unusual. How do you like not let it leave a mark? How do you ensure that this doesn't, you know?
In a way, it kind of takes all the pressure off of us. No, like now it's, I don't know, if you check the odds, maybe the Knicks are the favorites now to win. Who knows? You know, kind of, we were expected to win. So for us to be in this hole right now, with our backs against the wall, we have nothing to lose. So we got to go out there and leave it all out on the floor. And again, I think it's a lot of basketball left to play, and let's see where this goes.
Final question for Kristaps. KP, do you feel like you guys are on the ropes, or is it too early to say that?
I mean, we're definitely in a tough situation. You know, it's down 2-0. You know, but again, I've been in these situations on both sides, and there's a lot of basketball still yet to play, and the momentum can change, and you know, nobody feels sorry for us. We have to go out there and take it each game.